Renita Bonadies.
Good evening, Renita Bonadies. You voted last year to continue the 2.95 mils bond debt payment for the 2025 summer tax bills, but then reduced it to 2.50 mils for the winter tax bill with an adjustment for the city residents. Your official Form 3881 stated the estimate needed was 2.3 mils. So you did not reduce it to the expected amount. This kept about $600,000 extra in your reserves for future bond payments or campaign number manipulation. There was a presentation last September at the board meeting where PFM explained that all this was legal, as a district can collect more than they owe in bond debt for the year. The district will set the millage for the summer tax statement soon. The city residents will soon see the 50% on their summer tax bill. What will the rate be? Will it drop to the 2.19 mils that the Form 3881 projected, or will you leave it higher so that there's more room to manipulate numbers during the next bond? Many in the community are struggling, and now some residents have had damage from the recent flooding. I do hope you will keep this in mind as you set the new millage for the school bond debt for 2026. Trust and transparency are going to be critical as you approach the next bond. I attended the infrastructure session last week. There was a reference to the growth study that projected a 2% increase in the next 5 years. Just a reminder, that study was out of California and cost about $500. It did not take all of the local factors like homeschooling and local employment levels into account. Just 1 year after that report was used in the last bond campaign and projections, MPS experienced a decrease of 142 students this school year, a 1.6% decrease in enrollment for the current school year. That's a significant number compared to the projection. In fact, that's the second largest loss in a given school year in the past 10 years. 2021-22 during COVID was the highest. As I mentioned at that meeting that night, MPS includes early fives in the kindergarten enrollment counts, which began in 2018 and 2019 and accounts for about 50 to 60 students each year. Will the loss of 67 kindergartners this school year have an impact on future elementary numbers and growth projections for the district? These are just a few things to keep in mind as this progression to the next bond proposal develops. I encourage the community to consider attending these community sessions and voicing your concern and support as the plans are coming together. And I'm very glad to hear that there will be something comparable to a 3881 type information packet made available to the public. Thank you.
Joe Bonadies.
First, thank you for putting the individual email addresses for the board members on the website. There have been multiple occasions where I would have liked to send something to a single board member which was not applicable for the entire board. One step closer to your elite comparison goals. I thank the superintendent for the information on the strategic planning project. I'm disappointed that the individual comments submitted by the public were not available for review by the public, as had been the case in the previous bond adventure. We were told this would be available by Omnitech during those sessions. I'm not even sure that the panel saw all the raw comments, but only used the summaries. I'd like to talk about the new school at Fast Ice, which I will sarcastically call Sparkle City Virtual Academy. Why are you going down that road and want to bang heads with companies that have been doing that for 25 years? I mean, I'm okay if it's an administrative assistance where you can help people with the paperwork, but the idea of diverting school teachers to go create new curriculum is a waste of time and energy and teaching resources. I'm not sure a digital education has value at all in these current times, but that's another topic for another day. The model for the new school seems to be achieving its economic viability based on attracting students from outside the district. We just heard at the last facilities meeting that we are not going to do the build it and they will come model, which this does not seem to be aligned with. So just trying to figure out, why are we doing this? It's, again, if you want to just keep track of students and help people who don't want to do the paperwork for Virtual Academy somewhere else or by some process, that's fine. But we don't need to customize something where you're going to be fighting a major corporation. Thank you.